What's going on, YouTube, and welcome back to this channel. Now in this video, what we're going to be doing is we're just going to do a nice little overview, a nice little recap on what took place in the 2021 draft. At a later point in time, I'm going to have videos out on each prospect individually. They're all going to have a little own video that you can go into and you can watch, and I'll kind of break them down a little, like a deeper dive on them. But for this video, what I'm going to be doing is just going over and giving my grade at the end of it, and just kind of recapping what happened this past weekend. If you're new to this video, thank you so much for checking me out. If you're returning to this video, I appreciate it. So what's up, fam, and thank you for being here. Please hit that sub button, please hit that like button, shit, even dislike this video if you're not in the mood today. But let's get it started, man. The New York Giants are back. We won this down division, ain't no way around it. The New York Giants is in town. The NFL is better when we're winning, and I'm just stoked because not only did we attack so aggressively in free agency, we got a lot of questions answered in this draft. We took a lot of depth in this draft, and defenses win championships. And don't get me twisted when I say this, but good defenses has depth. You know, it's a longer season. It's really long. It's one more game, and I know that's how long is it? It's only one more game, but shit, that matters in football because football is a contact sport. You know, it's both physical, and we have to have as much players as we can, and as much players as we can bring in can only help us get better, because in the offseason they can all compete and they can all fight for that starting job. Now whoever's on this roster will see the field on Sundays, but we'll want to be the best of the best on it. It doesn't matter where your pay grade is. It doesn't matter. Coach Judge and the coaching staff and the Giants organization is going to put on and march on the field whatever player they feel fit that can perform the best for them on Sundays. Everybody, like I said, everybody will see the field, but it comes down to who performs the best, and that's why a lot of competition in the offseason is necessary, because it brings that friendly competition, and it really brings a good chance for these coaches to evaluate these players. All right, so in this draft, we drafted a lot of depth, which I do like, and I'm gonna get into those picks in a second. But I just want to say one more time that the New York Giants are back. Giants for life. You guys already know. All right, we're out there playing chess. Everybody else is playing checkers. You know what? Even if they was playing chess with us, we'd be calling moves, okay? We're putting up the civilians' defense. We're putting up the Queen's Gambit, the King's Gambit. They're just moving pieces, okay? So they're not even playing chess at a high level as we are. We are grandmasters. So they're just advanced pawns. Just advanced, alright? Just little advances. We're just out of here being grandmasters and shit. Running this damn division. You already know. And it's just on paper. And I do understand that. But us as Giants fans, we're just excited. I'm just excited as a Giants fan because we finally had a draft where we didn't really have to reach for anybody in particular. We finally got good steals. And not only did we get good steals, but we got a lot of trades. And we made a lot of trades. And we got a lot of good future draft picks, okay? The draft is built. The organization, the foundation of the teams is built. The NFL is built. If you have a good NFL team, you build through the draft. You just patch holes in free agency, all right? And the fact that we did that, it's just amazing. We attacked free agency so damn aggressive, and yet we attacked the draft so damn awesome that it's just damn. All right, there's a lot of dams there, but let's just get into it. All right, so Patrick Surtain, it's like a 3-minute intro. Patrick Surtain was there at the Broncos took. Okay, so the Broncos took Patrick Surtain. And the reason why I'm bringing that up because that was important. Because the Cowboys wanted Patrick Surtain. So being that the Broncos take Patrick Surtain, the Cowboys want to make a trade within their division. So they call up the Eagles and are like, yo, you guys want to make a trade? Or maybe the Eagles called up them. But anyhow, they get together and they trade. And why was that so fascinating is because that just showed them that just showed us as Giants fans and the Giants community and Giants Nation that they're scared. They don't want to see Devontae Smith lining up with Kenny Golladay and Saquon Barkley and Kyle Rudolph, Evan Ingram, and Sterling Shepard and Darius Slayton. You know, they rather just see Devontae Smith go on the Eagles. So, you know, they did that. They made the trade. But what did Dave Gettleman do? You know, he wasn't tripping. We laughed about it. We're like, okay, we'll just move back. Not only will we move back and get a game changer and that dynamic playmaker in Kadarius Toney, but we'll also get a 5th from the Bears. We'll get a 1st from the Bears next year, and we'll get a 4th from the Bears next year. Yeah, Bears moved up to get Justin Fields, and that's awesome because they got their franchise quarterback, and that's what's up. But we we got a load from them. We got a load for them to just move back 10 spots, and that's awesome. I know that was a high place. A lot of quarterbacks was available, so that was a good trade overall for both teams. They got their quarterback. We got some future draft picks and Kadarius Toney. I know a lot of people wanted Kwity Paye. Kwity Paye was still on the board, but at the end of the day, the Giants felt that Kadarius Toney was the best player available, and they took him. When you have coaches like Urban Meyer coming out and saying he wish he had him, or you have coaches like Nick Saban giving his stamp of approval, that's pretty awesome. I do like how Kadarius Toney also values himself as a running back. He likes to model his game. He also says after Alvin Kamara, so that's really fun to have a dynamic player that we can use on jet sweeps, on reversals, that we can get the ball to, and once you get the ball to, he could go for 30. He could even take it home. You know what I'm saying? So he's just super dynamic. We'll break him down more in this individual video. But to move on to the second round, we go and we trade up again. So not only do we trade up, but we not trade up. We trade down. Not only do we trade back down, but we trade down and we get a third and we get a Z's. And me there at that pick, I'm like, oh my god, we could get a Z's right here, but at the end of the day, we end up getting a Z's at 50. So he was still there, and a lot of teams took him, red flagged him, because the doctors and the NFL doctors are saying that he has some deteriorating thing that's going on internally in his knee. That for the issue, they feel like it's going to affect him later on in his football career going forward. So they just ended up red flagging him and taking him off of the board, because Aziz was ranked a first rounder. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that we got him in a second was a steal. And the fact that our doctors, the New York Giants doctors, looked at him and they felt that he's fine, and the coaching staff believed them, and they trust the doctors. So at the end of the day, the New York Giants doctors cleared them, so we're good to go. You know what I'm saying? We get a Tony, and we get a Z's in the first 2 rounds, and then to top it off, we get a 5th round this year that we'll talk about in a second. Then we got a first round next year, we got a 3rd round next year, and we got a 4th round next year. And like the first 2 rounds for us were just going nuts. We were just going for it. We were feeling it, As Giants Nations, as Giants family, we were just like, yeah, let's go. You know what I'm saying? Giants for life. So the 3rd round comes around, and then we aggressively trade up. I like this. We aggressively trade up. And a lot of people was looking at the board and they see Davis on the board. We had I think Jalen Mayfield was on the board. There's a lot of different offensive linemen that was still on the board. And we go and we draft Aaron Robinson. And when we drafted Aaron Robinson, I kind of looked at that and I'm kind of like, oh wow, why would we take Aaron Robinson? But when I really stopped about it and I really took the time to think about it, I'm like, man, Aaron Robinson was still there in the 3rd. Now, a lot of people ranked him as a second round pick just because he was ranked around 6th to 7th cornerback coming out of the prospect coming out of the draft. So when you can get someone like Aaron Robinson in the 3rd, with someone with that kind of speed, I think he ran like a 3.8. And not only can you get him, but you have teams like Washington, you have teams like Philly, you have teams like Cowboys, and other teams not even in the division coming up on the board. To move up and to get him, that's a steal, because also you have to think about it. Other teams probably wanted Robinson too, so he probably wouldn't have made it to us with his speed. I was watching highlights of this guy, and this guy got beat from the line. Like, he was beat. The receiver had probably like 2 steps on him, and so somehow this guy caught up at his speed and was right there to bat the ball down or to deflect the pass. He was just right there. Obviously, he's gonna need some time to develop, but all these prospects are going to need time to develop. No one comes out of the draft fully 100%. And you may say, damn, we have Bradbury, we have Adoree Jackson, we have Holmes, we have Yadam. Damn, we still have Sam Bill on the roster. Do we really need another cornerback? My answer to is yes. Yes, we do. We can't go wrong with cornerback, because at the end of the day, we need depth on the roster, because this is a pass-heavy league. The NFL is turning into a pass-heavy league, and Patrick Graham needs to be able to come up with sets. If we need to throw 4 cornerbacks or 5 cornerbacks on the field at one time, and not only that, is they can also move them around, and all these players are dynamic. Speaking of Williams too, we'll just talk about him, pick 201 in the 6th round. We'll kind of compare both cornerbacks together. Greedy Williams is another person that is going to need to develop. He is, not Greedy Williams, that's his brother, Davius Williams. That's his Greedy Williams' brother. I'm sorry about that, guys. We took him at pick 201, and that's another cornerback, obviously, that he was ranked to go in the 5th, that we took him in the 6th. So That's another steal, you know. And these draft sites are giving him B's and A's, and that's awesome. But he's another cornerback that can come in and that can help and that can fight and that can develop, not fight but compete. That can compete in the off season and compete for a starting job. Maybe not a starting job, but yeah, can compete to get playing time on the field and to earn your rank. And he can play special teams, and he can put him into a lot of different packages, you know what I'm saying? Patrick Graham can use these guys in a lot of different ways, and it just adds more bodies to that defense. So Patrick Graham, as a defensive coordinator, can just be a genius. You know, he's just a genius, and he can just go out there and he can just. It'll just really confuse a lot of offenses once the speed that we have on this defense now with our pass rushers, but what I'm gonna also talk about in Everson Smith. You know what I'm saying? Another development edge rusher. You know what I'm saying? We really got it. We got Dexter Lawrence already on the roster. We got Williams already on the roster. We added Aziz, and then we got Everson Smith. He's a beast. Now he's a small school guy. I know last year he had 21 tackles for loss, like 14 sacks, and he is a small school guy, so he's gonna need to be some development. He's a beast. He's a monster, but he's gonna need to learn how to use his body and not over pursue and not overextend and He just needs to know the frame, and he needs to learn how to use his weight to his advantage and stuff like that. So there's a lot of little key things he needs to fix. He's gonna be a big asset to special teams as he develops over time as a prospect. Being a 6th round pick, that was another good one because we could have got him in the not a 6th round pick. Being a 4th round pick is a good prospect because a lot of people also is ranking him in the 3rd round. So not only did we come out of this draft filling a lot of debt, but we're not reaching. And what does that teach us? That teaches that they truly believe in the offensive line that we have here. Now I know they took some offensive linemen after the draft and undrafted free agents, but at the end of the day, that's awesome because like I was just saying, it's not at the end of the day, but that's awesome because I was saying it's all going to be a competition. So no matter how much positions of one need, everything's going to be a competition in this off season. The better they can go and compete against each other and have that friendly competition, the more we can really see what these players can build, and what we can build on the team, what we can see how they can benefit, and where Coach Judge and the coaching staff and Patrick Graham and Callaway and Garrett and the think tank that he has on offensive side of the ball can use these players, you know. So we can never be too crowded at one position because keep in mind there's always going to be competition, and we're going to select the best players to march out there on Sundays. The best players are gonna make the roster. Obviously, everybody's gonna see the field, but you can't go wrong with a little competition. So there's never a time where you shouldn't have too much players at one position. Now, if you have 7 quarterbacks, then okay, obviously something's wrong there. If you have 5 kickers, then maybe you should really evaluate your team. Maybe you should change your damn GM. But at the end of the day, the pitchers, playmaking positions like running back, like receiver, like tight end, or anything as far as lineman or any other position, cornerback, safeties, you can't have enough. Everything's could be a good competition, and then they'll select it when they make the cuts. You know what I'm saying? And I think everybody that we drafted has the fair chance to make the roster and should make the roster, because obviously all these players that we picked are all dynamic and can bring their own special things to the team, and they can all play multiple positions. You know what I'm saying? So that's just a win. And if we take our other 6th round pick, the one we took before Darius Williams, and the 196 pick, we grabbed Greg Brightbill, a little bit smaller running back than Berkeley, but kind of have the similar frame, but not as thick. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, he's just another running back that we can bring depth to this roster that I could see winning that second starting job over Booker. But we'll see how that goes. It's just another running back that I need to go do research on this guy, because out of all these draft picks, that's probably the one that I did the least research on. So I'm gonna do my diligence and go do more research on Gary and make sure I give you guys good info on Gary when I do make that video on him. But until then, I just wanted to go through all the prospects that we picked in this draft and kind of give them a grade, and not really a grade, give them an overall grade, which I'm about to give them right now, but just kind of talk to him and give you guys an overview on what I felt about this draft. I think we won it, guys. I think it's an A+. I think the New York Giants organization is going in a really, really good direction. The reason why I give it an A+ is not only I'm including all these draft picks, but I'm also including the draft picks that we got next year. We got a first from Chicago, you know. We got a fourth and we got a third. So and that's just a big win. I believe that third was from Denver. That fourth and that first was Chicago. We traded that fifth away to move up to get Aaron Robinson. Like I was saying, a lot of teams was eyeing Aaron Robinson. So the fact that we moved up and we got him, his speed, it brings a lot of speed to that backfield. We got a Dory Jackson back there that brings speed. We got Aziz up front that's gonna help out the line. We got BJ Goodson. We still got BJ Goodson on the roster too. We got not only he's gonna help the line. We still got X-Men. We got Lorenzo Carter. We got a lot of different things we can do. Okay, we got a lot of different things we do with a lot of different players that play a lot of different positions, that could play a lot of different positions, that's super dynamic in their own right. So Patrick Graham is going to be able to use all these guys that I just mentioned on the defensive side of the ball in all these different type of packages, and then also on the offensive side of the ball, you know, Tony not only can line up in the slot, but he can also line up on the outside. So you can be opposite of Galladay. You can be in the slot, and Galladay and Sterling Shepard can be on the outside. And then you can have Evan Ingram, and still you have Kyle Rudolph. And not even mentioning Saquon Barkley yet, which the offense is going to basically run through. And then we're not even talking about Daniel Jones' legs yet. So that being said, man, overall, as a whole, on offense, defense, and special teams on side of the ball, we look strong on paper. We look very strong. We have a big chance of winning this division. We have a big chance of heading to the playoffs. But then again, it's all on paper. We need to apply it to the field, which I believe it can happen with this coaching staff. We have the, I'm sorry about that. We have the culture back. We have the foundation. Well, we have the foundation back, and we have a foundation going forward. That's what I mean to say. We have a foundation going forward, and I just think that's just going to be a big win for us. And we have the future going forward and a lot of draft picks next year. And if you think about it, like the Bears, you know, they're good. The Matt Nagy's a good coach, you know what I'm saying? They're turning that franchise into a winning franchise like us. You know, they're building their franchise, you know what I'm saying? And I know they have a super tough schedule next year. So it could turn out, you know, real hard, real tough for the Bears. So say the Bears don't make the playoffs and they finish with maybe like the 9th worst record in the league. I'm not trying to diss Bear fans. I'm just trying to be realistic. You guys are trying to rebuild your team, but then you guys do have a horrid schedule as well. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you guys might finish with a top 10 pick, and that top 10 pick is ours. So that's a big plus. That gives us a lot of ammo going forward, not only in the offseason of next year, but in the season this year. If things maybe don't go right, we have a lot of ammo. We can move a lot of pieces around. With the salary capping coming up, don't look at us to attack, you know, free agency big next year, because we just attacked it big this year. We have a lot of cap coming up for next year. That not really a lot of cap, but we have a lot of cap that's really used for next year. But so then that's why I believe going and getting all these other picks is just gonna salute us to solitude, not salute us, not solitude, but whatever word I was trying to come up with, but anything, seal us into a point of we're focusing on the future with these young players, with these extra draft picks that we got. Because at the end of the day, you have to build your team through the draft. That's the best way to do it. You know what I'm saying? And also, too, they had COVID this year. There wasn't that much tape. There wasn't that much, you know, film and stuff like that. We did still have a awesome draft with a bunch of amazing players. But at the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is there's going to be a bunch of more players next year that is going to have full seasons, that teams are going to play more games, and we'll have more film to analyze and break down and stuff like that. So that's just a nice little fast recap, guys. And it wasn't really that fast. We're pushing almost 20 minutes. But I just wanted to give my overview of the draft. I know it's been a while since I got anything out on the channel. So thank you guys so much for watching. I know we did a stream yesterday, so make sure you guys go check out that stream. That was an amazing stream. I want to thank you guys all for participating in that stream. For those of you who did, I appreciate it. What's up, my brothers? And thank you guys so much for watching this video. I think I'm gonna wrap it here and keep posted for the breakdowns of each particular player individually. Awesome. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I appreciate it. You guys have a wonderful day. Let's get it. Giants for life.